This is a famous fishing area for salmon.
Not anymore, though.
Not anymore. We have a law now that you can catch them, but you got to throw them back in, I think.
If you can even find them, though, they're not hard. They're
Yeah,
not easy to
but
get anymore.
the people still come up here and try. They come up here and throw the.
Do you know if you can fish for trout still in here?
Oh yeah, sure. Trout, pickerel. Now, there was actually all this area here back in the lumber days was loaded with logs and so on, and manufacturing cut logs and different things out of wood products. But this was all
What's that?
big logging area.
What is that right there?
That was put in years ago to measure the depth of the river for some reason.
It looks like you can get on it and ride it.
I think maybe you could. I'm just not sure. I do know that that's what it was used for, to measure the depth of the river.
Now, this tour that you've got, do you do this? Is this what you do for a living?
Oh no.
But
I once 20 years ago I really tried to do it and I got it to get it started, but I guess maybe I just didn't make the right moves. But I was going to do it out of Cherryfield. But this is the engineering dam, which was built after we had big floods in Cherryfield up in the 1930s, and this dam was built to help control the floods because there are ice breakers up in front of it, which breaks up the ice. But years ago, there were tremendous floods, but no more, not anymore.
So now what is it? Do they generate electricity?
No.
Nothing.
Just fish ladder there on the right, so fish, salmon and other fish can go upstream to spawn.
All right. Very nice.
It's about 10 feet behind that dam, and if you want to go up here, it's one of the unknown best swimming areas in the area. Well, let's make the circle.
Oh, okay. What are those people doing
Oh,
here?
those people, they're getting not smelt. What do they call it? There's a fish.
Oh.
There's a fish that comes up.
I know what you're talking about. The alewives.
Yeah, alewives. That's what they're getting, and they're here to buy them.
Hey.
Someone who has a contract with the town to come up here and get them in.
Easy, man. What are you guys doing? I mean, what is all this?
Alewives, lobster bait.
Oh, is that what you're using for?
Yeah.
And what are you why are you hanging out now? Why aren't?
Waiting for them to come in. Waiting for them to.
Oh, can you show me where they come in?
Yeah, go ahead and show me.
Take him around, Dickie.
Take me around, Dickie. I mean, I did a piece on alewives on Gardner's Lake a long time ago. But you want to show me what you got?
He knows more
They're in
about it
there
than
right
I
now.
do.
They're
There's
in
some
there?
in there right now.
Now, I heard that lobster bait's super expensive right now. Is that true?
Yeah.
Very true.
Is this the only thing that you can use for lobster bait, though, alewives?
Oh, use this.
No,
'cause
you-
lobsters in the springtime like fresh bait.
They like the
They like fresh fish. Fresh stuff.
from the fresh water.
Yep.
Oh, I see. And I heard, and you tell me if it's true. Are you guys lobster fishermen
Yep.
too? That the price of lobster is so low that it's really tough right now because of the price of the bait.
Price went down again today on lobsters. $3.
Compared to other years, how does that compare?
2 years ago, $12 right now.
So how do you do it? How can you even afford to go fishing?
You can't. You've got these people who's got $40,000, $50,000, $50,000 boats, and they can't even afford the payments a month between fuel and bait.
Why is the price so low? Do you have any idea why it's so low?
I think
Don't
it's
know.
too many middlemen in it. The lobster comes from the boat. By the time it makes it to the market, it goes through 6 different people, and they all make their dollar.
The thing is, everyone's
Plus the
trying to get
economy.
their hands in on it. Is what it is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. People fish the whole length of it.
They do.
Yeah.
And they fish for all kinds of stuff, right?
They used to fish for salmon, but now it's mostly alewives.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Is there any trout in here?
There's a few up above.
Up above. What about bass in here?
I've never caught a bass
No.
out of here.
Can you fish in here though? Are you allowed to fish?
Yeah, you have to be a certain amount of feet away from the dam here.
Oh, I see. But can you use lures and things like that still?
In certain spots here, I think.
Okay. Because I know in some rivers they only let you use flies.
Yeah.
Because of the salmon, right?
Yep.
Can the salmon make it up through there?
Yeah, what it is there's like an open hole in this. That cage right there,
Yeah.
there's like a funnel that comes up in. They swim up into the cage.
You ever see any in there?
There was a guy here around probably 9 o'clock this morning and checked it. All there was alewives and suckerfish.
Up in Bangor, you find many of them in the river, but that's
is
to
that
break
what
up
they're
ice.
doing?
Oh yeah,
Break up
Those
ice.
are the icebreakers.
break up the ice before it goes. That's what kept the floods from occurring like they used to. Yeah, we can imagine that in the 1920s and 30s, this would be a booming area right here. Man, big wood plants back behind us, big dam, tremendous amount of logs here when they were logging.
And the train.
Yeah, and the train
If they
coming
needed
through there.
something, they could.
Yeah. Well, no, most of the lumber was taken down to Millbridge
Sure.
and on ships.
This is a real pretty town, Cherryfield, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this part of it.
You haven't asked a question that gets asked many times by tourists is why is it called Cherryfield when the blueberry is the big thing?
Good point.
It's because there are a lot of these. I don't know what kind of cherry trees there are, but there are a lot of cherry trees around on the bank and down near the town, and it just got that name years ago, early days, because of the cherry trees.
What'd you do with most of your years? When you said you retired, what
I
were you?
had two careers. I worked for the Department of Justice in California and Washington, D.C. for 8 or 9 years. Then I went with the U.S. Navy, Department of Defense for about 25 years.
And what were you? Were
In
you a
the
lawyer?
Navy?
Were you a lawyer?
Oh, no. I worked in personnel and training analysis
Oh, all right.
on weapon and support systems for the Navy.
Okay.
And I was an educational officer with the Bureau of Prisons, Federal Bureau of Prisons.
Oh, wow.
That was the best job I ever had in my life.
Why?
Because I had unlimited budget and I had the capability to do most anything I wanted to do in education with prisoners, in which we kind of, I never looked into it. I wasn't smart enough to PR it, but I think maybe we were probably the first federal prison that ever used inmate instructors as instructors and got accredited in the San Pedro adult system.
And you think it had a big effect on helping them?
Well, I'm
obviously?
sure I
Rehabilitation?
do know some special cases that it was part of the help, although they might have these guys might have had it to do all right anyway. I know one of our best back in the 50s rather.
Mm-hmm.
There was a young man that came on. He was in on a drug conspiracy with a bunch of other guys and got, I don't know, 3 years or 6, I've forgotten, but he learned to type and he became a typing instructor and got his, took college courses, and I understand he was the first Coast Guardsman, the first person to be allowed to get his maritime license back as a merchant mariner after being a felon.
Whoa.
But only because of his work in school, I guess, and trying to help himself.